Kamala, you're fired. Get out of here. You're fired.
Illuminati is a thing you need to watch out for. They want to depopulate and slave us so much more. World domination, I'll get into that later. I'm hardcore, fierce and sexy. You're just a hater. You deserve the ridicule because you're an absolute zero. I'm the keeper of the chalice, a rock and roll hero. I'm not an idiot nobody listens to, because I'm not a failure in life like you. Let's talk about Bill Gates and the mark of the beast and the orgies in the streets at the Catholic feasts and Bill and Hillary's human trafficking ring. And George Soros got the money to pay for everything. Socialism is for losers, working for the devil. Chumps that can't fight, they ain't on my level. It takes an evil one to try to debunk and doubt it, so I'd rather die than stop talking about it. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out for the Illuminati. I will title this video, Victory is Ours. What's good, everybody? It's your boy in the building, MC Too Tall. What up? What up, and how's everybody doing out there? We did it, my friends. We did it. Victory is ours. Let me start this video by saying that you've seen the news. You've seen the news. The news that shocked the nation like the Emancipation Proclamation, as you gods so eloquently put it. But since I'm not one to plagiarize like Joe Biden or Kamala Harris, let me quote my own original rhyme, if you will. And it goes a little something like, look up at your God, ask me how's my day. I drank a 40, got the gat and blew somebody away. You name the game, I play to win when I play. And I'll bring my sword swing, slaughter his slay. Grab a girl by the hair, commence to suck face. Never bother to check ID for her age. Fuck anybody that's mad about it, cause at the end of the day, you're the one that allowed us to slam, dance, to shout, to whatever you call it. But I like to call it MC Too Tall shit. We drink alcohol, we brawl in the mall, another poser falls. Say, yes, yes, yo. Pass another bottle, let's do this shit. Another underground hit every time that I spit. No holding back, the superior skills. They get wild on the style you just can't kill. I say, you can't kill me. No, 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 no. You can't kill me. You never take my life. You can't kill me. No, 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 no. You can't kill me. You never take my life. I get letters, emails, and phone calls. What's it like being MC Too Tall? They say it ain't all it's cracked up to be. Fuck do they know what it's like to be me? I fly through beats like a bird of prey. Swoop through the streets for somebody to slay. This is how it goes in my day-to-day. I leave a bloody mess and collect my pay. More scientific than your science teacher. More righteous than your local preacher. Pleased to meet you. I'm a gothic creature that'll come in peace. What up, hype to beat ya? I'm the greatest preacher that'll bring the thrills from Park Hill to Tottenville. The great kills from Bensonhurst on down to Coney Island. I'm gonna be around a long while. You can't kill me. No, 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 no. You can't kill me. You'll never take my life. You can't kill me. No, 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 no. You can't kill me. You never take my life. Yes, on the smooth, go fuck yourself. You're the bottom of the barrel and I'm top shelf. I'm the cream of the crop and you're just crap. And your girl needs a slap in a yay wide gap. Look up at your God. Needless to say, I am one happy John Krantz today. I am one happy John Kranzian today. And step one of the John Cransyan movement has just been installed. In case you don't know what a John Cransyan is, John Cransyan is to be one with the MAGA. Okay? It's basically run down the list of everything that you believe are conservative values. And I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing. I'm not going to... Whatever you think it is, okay, that's what it is. And I'm happy about it. How about that? Whatever you think it is, that's what I'll say it is. And I'm freaking happy about it. I have a lot to be proud of. I have a lot to be proud of. I have a congresswoman that I'm very proud of who won her re-election. Congratulations to Nicole Maliotakis. And she'll give us another 2 years of loyal service for the best interest of the people of Gravesend, Bensonhurst, the remainder of South Brooklyn, and all of Staten Island. And the winning will not stop. The winning will not stop. Unfortunately, Mike Sapercone did not win the senatorial bid against incumbent Kirsten Gillibrand. We're talking about unseating. We're talking about unseating a Democratic incumbent, which is very hard to do. She was installed, I believe, by acting Governor Patterson when Hillary Clinton got called up to be part of Barack Obama's cabinet. And she's been in there ever since. And the only time people even know she exists is when they see her in the ballot box. And of course, in a blue state, people are going to vote for the Democratic incumbent. And that's when they realize, hey, we got another senator besides Chuck Schumer. It's Kirsten Gillibrand. I think I'll vote for it, not knowing that she does nothing for them. So, that worked against Mike Sapercone, unfortunately. He's a man that dedicated his life to law enforcement and security, and the culture worked against him, and which is very unfortunate. And then Tina Forte, I still like to give a hand to her in a well-fought campaign, in a very hard-to-win battle, and she almost had it. She almost had it, but culture again, and the TDS that exists, unfortunately, in her district had prevailed, and we have another 2 years of that POS AOC. But Nicole won, and that's a good thing. Nicole won. Marco Kepi was very optimistic. I got to see the results of that. As of the recording of this video, I got to be honest, I do not know the results of Marco Kepi's election results. But Trump won. Trump won. The map was almost all red. The map was almost all red. In other words, and they're saying that this has been the biggest landslide since Reagan-Mondale. And that's a pretty freaking big landslide, I'm telling you. That's a pretty big landslide. And Ronald Reagan had an opponent that was actually more capable of running the country than Kamala Harris. So what should have been real easy work for Donald Trump was but it was that much more difficult than what Reagan had in 1984. And, well, that Reagan victory was all due to Ronald Reagan and his first term as president. And the question was, in 1984, are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? And in 1984, the question to that was, the answer to that question was yes. Because if you look at 4 years prior, that's 1980, hostage crisis, gas shortages, OPEC had this country by the balls, Iran had this country by the balls, Soviet Union invading Afghanistan, and 4 years later, Ronald Reagan asked that question. The answer, of course, was yes. And yes, unfortunately, the sacrificial lamb was Walter Mondale, because Walter Mondale was Jimmy Carter's vice president. And he was part of the administration that put us in the jam that we were in 1980. So, Trump asked that same question in 2024. Trump asked that same question in 2024, and yes, even with the pandemic going on, we were in better shape. I know personally I was in better shape financially than 4 years ago. So the answer to Donald Trump's question, which was basically a carbon copy of Reagan's question in 84, was different this time around. The answer to that, of course, was no. And popular vote, man, more than comfortably more than 51% of the country told Kamala Harris no. This bitch got me screwing up my own made-up word for her name. That's how bad she is. But yes, we crippled, defeated, and destroyed the movement under the symbol of the Jack Serpent. We've defeated the Jack Serpent and all it represents. And, you know, in Congress, I believe Tina Forte will be back again. But she's put herself out there. She's made herself known. Hey, I would say she should try for the mayor's office if Sliwa don't want it. If Sliwa doesn't want that mayor's office, she should shoot for it. We cannot stop here. We cannot stop here. We have to look forward, and I'll talk about that later in this conversation with you. But a lot of people are happy, man. Ba 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 ba. And we have right to be. I know I certainly do. Because check this out. And I want you to hear this very closely. I want you to filter whatever anger you have for Donald Trump through me. Because, make no mistake about it, come January 20th, the man who will be taking the oath of office will be a president with my personality and temperament who will govern the United States of America the same exact way I would do if I was president. Please, please, whether you love or hate Donald Trump, please, please, please treat me like I am Donald Trump. Because, you know, minus the $7 billion effing dollars in the bank, you take that out of the equation, me and Donald Trump are like one and the same. We're both tall and handsome and get hot girls. Well, now he's off the market because he's married to a woman much more beautiful than Joe Biden and Barack Obama's wives combined. And I might be single, but not free and available. I'm not looking right now because we got a country to save, and it's important that I come on here on YouTube and talk to you, my supporters, to remind you of the importance of moving forward. Because with or without Joe Biden as president, even though Kamala Harris lost, and lost bigly against our president, Donald Trump, it still does not change the fact that crime runs rampant because of the Democrats. Businesses shut down because of the Democrats. These election results do not change the fact that hurricane victims do not get their proper relief because of the Democrats. So this is not our final election day. Even though it resulted in a presidential victory for our team, it doesn't end here. You guys out there have mayors that might be Democrats that you have to chuck out of office and replace with a Republican. You guys out there have senators who, if Democrat, have to be swapped out for Republican. Governors, same thing. And so, we got to move forward. You know, we have a border crisis to fix. Because Schmuck Schumer failed at moving on with the impeachment proceedings of Alejandro Mayorkas. And Kamala Harris was a DEI installed vice president, a DEI candidate for president, and failed border czar. And due to that, we do have a serious border crisis on our hands that needs to be fixed. So, especially if you live in those border states, do the right thing. Re-elect your Republican governors that are seeking re-election. Unelect your Democratic governors that are seeking re-election. Elect and re-elect your Republican senators. Because, this is important, especially if you are in those states that are along our southern border. You guys are the forefront, so to speak. And We got to fight, continue to fight the good fight. This is a victory of a big battle. But we have a war to protect our faith, our freedom of speech, our right to a free press with options other than legacy media, the right to worship at the altar of our choice without intervention from government, like what happened during the pandemic. You could shut down the church, but you could open the liquor store. Remember that? Don't forget that. If you got a Democratic governor, think about that. Speaking of that, imagine being the incumbent governor of Minnesota and then part of a ticket for president and vice president and still lose Minnesota. Imagine being that guy. You gotta be a real soy boy for that to happen to you. Minnesota, stop being weak. Get a real governor in there, please. Do it for your own good. Because we have a country to save, folks. We have a country to save. As I said, there's a war on behalf of our First Amendment, which covered everything I just mentioned. This is a war for our right to keep and bear arms. There's a war to keep a basic Bill of Rights, including a war against illegal search and seizure. A war to protect our right to remain silent and not testify against ourselves in a court of law with these forked-tongued lawyers, these Soros-backed forked-tongued lawyers in our courthouses lately. So they're claiming that Fani Willis got reelected as Attorney General. Big freaking deal. The big election was won. Her ass will be out because there's a red wave that's not going to flatten out anytime soon. If you listen to me, and other people, not just me, but other people are probably telling you the same thing if you go through YouTube. So, but it's pretty much the same message. Keep this wave way up high because there's a lot of scum that needs to be washed out of government. First the Republican Party was cleaned out. We know who the rat bastards are up in the Republican Party now, which is why we don't pay homage to John McCain, which is why we have no respect for Mitt Romney or Mitt Rhino over there, which is why we don't respect Michael Bloomberg, who ran against Trump as a Democrat, if you remember, and didn't last too long. He's actually got more money than Donald Trump, and all his money couldn't keep him in the race. Think about that for a minute, okay? He outlasted Kamala Harris, but all his billions couldn't keep him in the race. Yeah, so yeah, we know who the rhinos are, and we clean out the Republican Party. We got good men like Rand Paul still holding it down. We got Mitch McConnell stepping down. Now, I find it odd that he picked now to step down. Well, Andy Beshear, a Democrat, is still governor of Kentucky. That means the Senate in Kentucky will be split between Rand Paul, a Republican, and some random Democrat. But that's what'll probably happen, because people like Beshear out in Kentucky, but you gotta stop voting for Democrats that kind of sort of have your views, because at the end of the day, they are going to kowtow to the team you don't like. Okay? Understand these Democrats that kind of sort of have a conservative policy here and there, they're the most dangerous kind, because they could slip into office, win your trust, and then violate that by backing up radicals as extreme as Kamala Harris, AOC, who's the one that Trump calls Pocahontas? Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, radicals, or neocon Democrats like Hillary Clinton, warmongering Democrats like Hillary Clinton and John Kerry, or neocons on the Republican side like Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley is not what you would call a reasonable Republican. Fat guy, LMAO, Chris Christie is not what you would call a reasonable Republican. We want Republicans that are not afraid to call out members of their own party on their bullshit. Kick them off to the curb. Here, you radical bastards that believe in blue-haired men in bikini tops. You take our Republicans. You take our Nikki Haley's, our Chris Christie's, our Mitt Romney's, our freaking Liz Cheney's. You take them. You take them. Good riddance to bad rubbish. We got RFK Jr. and Tulsi Gabbard. Okay? Back in 2004, we picked up Zell Miller. And that man was very old then. I wonder if he's still alive. But check it out. Probably not, because I think he was even older than Jimmy Carter back then, who just turned 100. So probably not. Rest in peace if he actually is. But anyway, enough of that. We're getting the reasonable people on our side, and we're getting rid of the trash. You know? We got guys who are not afraid to call out these rhinos on their bullshit. We got people like Vivek Ramaswamy on our side now. Okay? And I'm glad RFK Jr. is part of the team now. I'm glad Tulsi Gabbard's part of the team now. And I cannot tell you, I said before, earlier in this broadcast, I said it before, that I am proud to have Nicole Maliotakis as my congresswoman, and I am so glad on a personal level that she won. and and I am actually proud of Tina Forte for fighting a good fight. And it was a battle against culture, and a battle. She was fighting a battle against social engineering, and I believe so is Mike Sapricone, and so is Mike Zambluskas. So unfortunately, we got the evil penguin, Jerry Nadler, for another frickin' 2 years. We got radical POSAOC for another frickin' 2 years. And unfortunately for another 6 years, rubber stamp Gillibrand. If I was Mike Sapricone, though, 2 years from now, Schmuck Schumer, his Senate seat. However, you still got Congresswoman Maliotakis. The world is hers. The world is hers to be had when she finishes this coming term, because she could, in effect, run for Schumer's seat, or just run for re-election and keep her own seat. On a personal, selfish level, I would prefer the latter because she's doing such a fine job as Congresswoman. And Mike Sapricone should really try his luck again against Chuck Schumer, because Chuck Schumer has a more prominent name nationwide, and it would be a real dagger in the heart of the jackalope. No, I'm sorry, not the jackalope. I like the jackalope. The jack serpent. It would be a dagger in the heart of the jack serpent if Chuck Schumer were to lose to somebody like Mike Sapricone. We're looking forward here. We got to look forward. And for the first time, probably since the history of the MC2 Tool show, since its inception, we went beyond a half an hour. We went beyond a half an hour because I love my viewers. I love talking to you guys. Even you scumbag trollers out there that have all kinds of garbage to say, you guys are funny too. Because, ain't nothing gonna take my pride. Ain't nothing gonna hold me down. And besides that, sticks and stones, motherfucker. Sticks and stones. You can't kill me. No, 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 no. Anyway, getting back to this thing. How you doing? We won. Just telling my nice neighbor who is off screen right now, because he's not a famous person like me, so, and he doesn't want to be famous, so the anonymous nice neighbor, I informed him that we won, and he's a happy camper going into his house next door. But moving forward, you have to think, moving forward, we have a mayoral election next year, and in 2026, that's going to be a big one. That's going to be a big one because Kathy Hochul, Huckster Hochul, actually, is up for re-election as governor of New York. And Chuck the Schmuck Schumer, senator of New York, is also up for re-election. And he's going to try to hold on to that position for dear life. He squeaked in. When D'Amato didn't resonate as well as he usually does with the constituents for some reason. If I was D'Amato, I would have won for Monahan's seat, and Hillary would have never gotten elected to that seat. she would have to do same party run against Schumer. And she was a lousy senator. She was a horrible senator. I didn't want her as my senator in New York. I wanted to keep D'Amato. I wanted a Republican in the seat that ended up going to her. But that's years ago. We could fix this now. We have an opportunity to fix this. Okay, so you figure this might be a blessing in disguise that the silent rubber stamp Gillibrand won, because now Mike Sapercohn, if he chooses to, can go after Schmuck Schumer and become a senator anyway, only take the other Senate seat. Because people in New York, there's the New York that's considered a blue state, there's a growing number of people who are tired of Democrat policies. Granted, there are people like, yeah, I want Harris to win, but I'm tired of this freaking border crisis. Yeah, I want Harris to win, but I'm sick and tired of my kindergartner telling me he's a girl because the teacher, the man teacher with the freaking blue wig and the bikini top keeps telling my son he's a girl, and I'm tired of him coming home. You have people that say that. Tired of him coming home telling me he's a girl. I voted for Harris, but I'm tired. Harris was for those policies. And these people that understand the practical needs of Americans, they understand what their practical needs are, and the fact that these practical needs are slipping away from them. A lot of them have woken up, realized that, voted for Trump. But you still have people that voted for Harris that still don't like the fact that basic human needs are slipping away from them. And it's because of the Democrats, not the Republicans. And they haven't woken up to that yet. But you're going to see, in time, New York's going to turn red. I'm telling you. You got to look at the large number of people that supported Republicans. I mean, if New York was as blue as it always was, Nicole Maliotakis wouldn't have gotten reelected. Okay? Okay? And you got some seats. There are other seats right now. I could tell you. I don't know the specific seats, but not every Democrat incumbent throughout the state of New York kept their office. I'm telling you, not every. There are Democrats that ran for re-election and lost to a Republican opponent here in New York State. That really happened. Believe it. It happened. And it happened in this election. Everyone was focused on the Trump-Harris election, of course. That's a presidential election. No blame to everyone, including myself. But if you look at the smaller elections, like state senator, city council, congressperson, this one, that one, you look at that, mayor of like this small town in upstate New York, or that county officer over at the tip of Suffolk County or whatever. Somewhere along the line, in plural, there are incumbent Democrats who ran for re-election and lost to a Republican opponent in New York this election year. And there is more to come. As it should be. Look, I'll say it again. Crime runs rampant because of the Democrats. Businesses shut down because of the Democrats. Disaster relief is fumbled and doesn't get where it needs to go because of the Democrats. Laken Riley is dead because of the Democrats. Rachel Morin is dead because of the Democrats. Jocelyn Nungaray was raped and killed because of the Democrats. These aren't incidents that would have happened no matter who was president or who was Homeland Security Director or who was vice president and borders are. Those 3 girls died because of the Democrats. And the parents of all 3 know this. And they all voted for Trump. And they all supported Trump. And they were all very vocal about their support of Trump. Those 13 soldiers died in that botched up Afghan evacuation because of the Democrats. Okay? And they tried to say that Donald Trump was doing a publicity stunt. And guess what? The families of each and every one of those 13 soldiers got on X, told it like it was. They had to enrage these people. They had to further stress out and anger these grieving families. That was not fair what the Democrats did to those grieving Gold Star families. Okay? And then let's look at the rhetoric. Let's see, what else? Oh, yeah, let's not forget what else happened because of the Democrats. They killed Fred the Raccoon. They killed Peanut the Squirrel. Okay? And they'll try to convince you that my music sucks. People like my music. I'm a snappy, popular guy. If I was looking for a little something, I would get laid if I was looking. But we have a country to save, and I have an illegally high number of cats to raise. No, but seriously, I seriously doubt that I'll be raided by people looking for cats now that we have a Republican president. But if we do, it'll be because of the Democrats. Mark my words on that. I hope it never happens, but if it does, it'll be because of the Democrats. You could bank on that. And so with all of that being said, with all of the things they're responsible for, you know this fight isn't over. And let's not forget about the rhetoric. Mark Cuban saying Donald Trump doesn't surround himself with strong, intelligent women. I mentioned Tulsi Gabbard before. And I mentioned Nicole Maliotakis, Tina Forte, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Every last one of those women whose names I mentioned just now are strong, intelligent women. Don't bullshit yourselves. Hillary's famous basket of deplorables comment. Everybody on the media's Nazi comments. And Kamala Harris chiming in with that. Presidential candidate calling us Nazis, calling me a Nazi. This isn't a Nazi hat. This is an American hat. They're the fascists. They're the ones that say stay in your house for your own good. When they're really full of shit. And they get weak-minded and sensitive and like little girls misinterpreting the facts, get offended over a comment about a pollution problem in Puerto Rico, and nobody in that rally called the Puerto Rican people garbage. Not one person, including that comedian, whatever his name was. How does the president, the illegally installed president of the United States, respond? Calling people garbage. Calling what as a result of this election, you could see was more than half the country, more than 50% of the country, he called them garbage. Called me garbage. And let's see, let's not forget Barack Obama walking into a room full of black male voters, trying to shame them into voting for this Indian lady cosplaying as a black woman who took black fathers out of homes and stuck them in jail for minuscule weed charges and put them in there for longer sentences than the crime prescribed, so she could have prison labor. Sounds like bringing back slavery to me. Kamala Harris did that, not Donald Trump. Donald Trump, if you remember, was the guy that signed the First Step Act and released a lot of incarcerated people, many of whom were black. So, yeah. So you have Kamala Harris calling everybody Nazis, Joe Biden calling everyone garbage, Hillary with her famous bag of deplorables, Mark Cuban trying to degrade the strength and intelligence of women, Barack Obama trying to shame people to vote for Kamala Harris, who, besides putting black men in jail, also put black women in jail. Single black mothers went to jail because of Kamala Harris, a Democrat. You understand? It's not like forget how the election's over. It's what she embodies. The Democrat Party is like this. It's not, this one's an individual, this one's an individual, this one. If they're all Democrats, they're all one and the same. They are all people not to be trusted. They are all unreal. They're not as real as this leaf. And so, you got that going on. And can we get any can we get any more freaking gaffes out of Huckster Hochul? Black students don't know what a computer is, wouldn't even know what you're talking about if you mentioned the word computer. She didn't say it in that exact way, but what the hell is she talking about? Creepy doll she looks like a creepy doll that sits in the attic. Yeah, and yeah, she's horrible. Calling her constituents, people that voted for her but chose not to vote for Joe Biden or Kamala Harris, clowns. Remember that. Come 2026, if you're black, we have a governor that doesn't believe you know what a computer is or even what the word means if it's mentioned to you. If you live in New York, remember, you have a governor that called you a fucking clown If you live in New York, even if you are a woman, you're anti-woman, according to Huckster Hochul. And we're all supposedly anti-American. Mind you, temporarily, until we fix this thing, New York is a blue state. Something to think about. She's a sick bastard, I'm telling you. She's a huckster. And you tell me, oh yeah, this just came to mind. If I'm anti-American for voting for Donald Trump, what do you call the governor of a major state of the union that has Chinese spies working for her? She's got Chinese spies in her administration. She's got people spying for the freaking CCP in her administration, and she's got the gall to call Trump voters anti-American. Let that sink in. I'm going to do a whole video on that soon. What a piece of garbage she is. That's why I'm saying it doesn't end with this election. We got to move forward. There's a scumbag Democrat mayor we got. Get him out. And vote for whoever the Republican is. Vote for whoever the Republican is that runs against Eric Adams, or whoever runs against the Democratic candidate for mayor. We need a Republican mayor again. A good one. That's one. And then in 2 years from now, Chuck Schumer and Kathy Hochul are up for re-election. Here's our chance to elect Republicans. Here's our chance to elect Republicans. What could be more anti-American than refusing to impeach the Homeland Security Director that failed to do his job and made this country a lot less secure than it was 4 years ago? What could be more anti-American than that? That's what Chuck Schumer did. What could be more anti-American than, as I mentioned before, allowing spies for the CCP to work in your administration? That's what Kathy Hochul did. We got reason, we got right and reason not to stop here. We're approaching almost an hour. I don't think we'll make the entire hour, but on to the I say. Respect God, watch out for the Illuminati, follow and share this wonderful content. Stay strong, keep kicking that slang. It's your boy in the building, recording engineer, hip-hop legend, underground rock and roll hero, MC Too Tall. Trump won.